Hello. Just watch this. Sean O'Malley blasting his opponent back with his left hand. Beautiful in both precision and timing, all from southpaw, yet if you recall his recent finishes, he did so with his right hand. As a talent towering over his division at nearly 6 feet and not losing any power for his lanky attributes, having a rare sense for distance, timing perhaps attributed to by his remarkable vision, which in turn allows him to fire shots blind, which means not gauging with the lead hand first before entering with the backhand. Just think about that. Sean O'Malley somehow manages to gain a field and retain that feel as if his depth perception is just better than a normal human's. It's not the same premise as Ali's counter, as Muhammad Ali would use his opponent's own strike to set up a field for his power hand. Sean O'Malley, on the other hand, can touch you once, move to a different location, then touch you randomly with perfect precision. His depth perception has retained your position. That's definitely something else. I wonder how Michael J. White's non-telegraphed punch would work on Sean O'Malley. Rest in peace, Kimbo Slice. Winning a Fortnite competition and earning $27,500 only to give it all to charity, glinting not just at his remarkable reaction time but also his heart, further reinforcing this with the $10,000 earned from his Reebok sponsorship, using it to buy shoes for children. If there is such a thing as fate, it's fair to say Sean O'Malley was destined for the arena, a star. With that said, let's now take a closer glance at O'Malley's recent bout versus Eddie Wineland. First off note, clearly he's a fan of 6ix9ine. One thing I like about Sean O'Malley is his open-minded approach towards martial arts. He doesn't appear to have a bias against any technique, so as long as it's proven to work. If it works for someone else, why not for me, is the philosophy I see with this young man. Some people would say, oh, that's a sidekick, that's kung fu, a kung fu technique, and I don't like kung fu. But from what I can tell, to this man, a sidekick is a sidekick, and if it works, given the right preparation, timing, understanding of the technique, he's gonna use it. Boom, opening bell from southpaw, he lands a beautiful side kick to the knee. The intriguing thing about this side kick is that he throws it from the inside. Not from the outside foot, but from the inside foot. From southpaw, it's easier to land a jab when stepping inside, and easier to throw the backhand when stepping outside. He appears to be using that same philosophy to connect with this side kick on the knee. Beautiful timing. Sean has always had a meticulous ability to pick apart his opponents at a range, not just with his punches, but kicks. His teeth snap out fluidly, the balls of the feet here are aimed at the bladder, and I'm sure the compound of body blows inevitably became instrumental to the back kick which had Eddie Wineland break composure. Appreciate also Sean O'Malley is proficient with both legs. His body awareness, the dexterity he has with both sides is truly something you rarely ever see. It's what Israel Adesanya demonstrates as well. Tremendous body awareness. It's like they're ambidextrous, if not so. As a result, they keep you constantly confused by showing you different looks, using angles to constantly turn you, which keeps you off balance, which means you cannot effectively strike as you strike from your feet, and if your feet are constantly being forced to reposition, it's very difficult until they reset to the right position. That is the power of moving into an angle, turning your opponent. The angles themselves make it hard to get off a strike in the first place. And back to the spinning back kick again, just the way he timed it perfectly. It would have made Kung Lee proud. O'Malley is a genius. He didn't spam this technique at all. It wasn't random. He walked Eddie Wineland into it. Watch. It's subtle, but he timed it. Eddie was using boxing ring generalship to cut Sean O'Malley off. This is cutting someone off. That's what Eddie Wineland was doing. O'Malley, realizing this, he used the spinning back kick to time that predicted movement. That's next level. Reads upon reads, noting every flinch you make and making adjustments to punish it. If you react to a spin or any technique, he's just one step ahead of his opponents, it seems. That's what truly makes Sean O'Malley a world-class fighter. And the longer a fight progresses, the more information you give him to make reads against. Thus, his advantage eventually starts to snowball. All of this happens in the moment through his feeling you out in flow. The movement advantage he uses to react to your tendencies by hair is often accessed, if not primarily accessed, through the hands down style. Lower center of gravity, better movement. That said, Sean O'Malley has all the components of greatness. The man is a star. I've said it 2 years ago, and it's still all true today. He's even better than I could have imagined, and he just keeps getting better. I look forward to his progress in the arena. With his heart and mind aligned in the right place, I know that this is just the beginning in the heights this young man can reach. To that end, thank you, Sean O'Malley, for this lesson. It was a spectacular card, and your fight was a big reason as to why. Thank you. One more thing. Why does Sean O'Malley hit so hard? Well, think about a bench press. What position do you gain the most strength to complete the exercise? It's the same premise as to why Deontay Wilder hits so hard, and why one of Tyson Fury's objectives was to keep Wilder's hands up. With a hands-down position, you gain more power. Sean O'Malley can gracefully compensate for lower hands with movement, which in turn gives him what Conor McGregor, Chuck Liddell, and many others like Muhammad Ali, Wilder, all had. If he didn't embrace his style, he wouldn't be this remarkable. If you like Mook from me, please subscribe and hit the notifications. Thank you if you did. It truly does mean a lot to me. Thank you. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. It's good karma, and until next time, peace.